Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Yes, I have my raffia right on the table. Here is a gray and this other one is the white color. Now for the white color, we are going to be dyeing it with either of the dyes we have on the table, emerald, magenta and yellow. So I'll be telling you why we picked magenta and yellow. Now with your white raffia, all you need to do is just fold it this way and immerse into the dye. And for that also we'll be needing salt. Here with me is the hot water. You don't necessarily have to make it very hot, like boiling to the boiling level. Just make sure it's at least above some level of hotness, and you are good to go. So for this now, if you want a lighter shade, please, our advisor, use the pure white. If you want a very dark shade, use the gray color. It also helps to derive that. Yes, and also, except if you are ready to immerse the white for some days to achieve a very deep color, you get it. So for this, we are actually going to be working with some salt. Yes, this also helps to make sure the dye works perfectly well with whatever we are going to be dyeing it with. So as we have the solution, we are immersing this into the dye because we want to derive a lighter shade of magenta, more like a pinky shade, you understand. So after that, when you're good and you're satisfied with the color, but most times it's advisable, since the dye is not deep enough to cause a deep version of any color you're creating, you need to let it sit. The minimum time is 1 hour, but you can actually let it sit for as long as 3 hours. So far, the solution is not going to cause it to be deeper than what you've mixed. Do you understand? The highest color is going to give is just the color in the water, like the color of the dye. Do you get? So it's very important also to remove the band, which is a ribbon right under it. This also helps to actually enable the dye to penetrate properly into the raffia. So that's that for that. And like I also wanted to say, for the deeper version, it's always good to also either use the white, but in the sense that you have to tint this white to a cream level. Do you get? So and with that you can actually use yellow color to derive that. Then after you then immerse with the proper dye color, but I'll also experiment that for you guys to see. So that's that for that. So for the next one, I'll be using the gray raffia, so you can see the version of the magenta color we are going to be deriving for the gray. So I'll be adding more of the dye powder into the solution, so to make it a bit deeper, because the mixture we had was just for a lighter shade of the magenta. Do you get it? So now I'm adding more dye powder, and afterwards I'm going to be mixing the solution, and after that we'll now immerse the gray raffia into the solution. Hope you get. I just like also adding the few powders right on my palm, so I don't get to rub it somewhere else. So that's that for that. As you are done mixing up, just immerse the raffia right into the solution, and allow it to sit for some time, and you will see the color it's going to give. Good. It's going to give us a very dark shade of raffia color, and at the same time it gives you a kind of different shade of purple. I don't know how to just explain this, but a whole level of magenta color. Do you get? So basically just keep watching and you understand better. So I don't want to just say one color, but it gave us a very dark magenta color. So going forward, if you want to achieve a very dark version of what you want to create, I would advise you go for the gray color. That's a gray raffia. So that is that for that, and of course we'll be seeing the final result at the very end of the tutorial. Now for our third experiment, that which will give us the exact color of the magenta we want. Now because our raffia came in pure white, we will be needing to change it to a bit of the off-white, so that whatever dye we use on it will come out very well, like come out perfectly. Do you get? So that's a very good technique you need to learn, or if you are just new to that. So I'm actually going to be adding this is my hot water. I'm pouring the hot water already. Then afterwards I'll be adding a little, like a drop of yellow, like a sprinkle, like a very light sprinkle of yellow dye into the water. Then it gives us a very light yellow solution. That is enough to change the white raffia to a cream color. Please, you might end up seeing some white patches. Just take your time to mix properly. For this tutorial I didn't have that time, so I just wanted us to just do this, and so I can pass the message across. Hope you get. But if you're ready for yours, take your time to mix the yellow into the water, so you don't end up having some yellow patches on your raffia. So this is if you can see, before I even immersed, the salt hadn't even dissolved, so it's very important. Now I'm taking my white raffia into the white yellow solution. So even the stains in my hand are causing some stains, but not to worry, I'm still going to be dyeing it into magenta, so it won't be an issue. So but for you, if you're trying to drying this, please be very careful. I will also be teaching you how to get rid of dye stains on your hands. The next, in few seconds, you will just see your hands are back to normal. You get? So I'll be teaching you how to get rid of dye stains on your palm. So this is actually going to be turning to a cream color and off-white. So when I say cream color, I mean off-white, please. Off-white raffia. So basically this is off-white. So we are now going to be immersing it in the magenta solution now. So with this you would see a very beautiful color of magenta raffia, or raffia magenta color of magenta. So here this is actually the gray, the second experiment. So you can see that this magenta is quite dark. You can see how beautiful it is. So but our advice, if you're going to be using this method of dyeing, please allow this raffia actually takes time to absorb, so let it sit in the dye for at least an hour. An hour at least would have done justice to the raffia. So but if you want it to sit like a whole day, let it sit. It's just the intensity of the color is what you will see. So this is our very dark magenta, you can see. So I would be achieving with this third experiment, we will be achieving the perfect color of our magenta. So that is that. You can actually see the difference. You can see the difference. So the gray raffia and the white raffia, that's raffia straw hat, are very good for dyeing. So guys, that is what it is. So at the end of the day, I'll actually be showing you the final result. So but always remember, when you want to dye your raffia, please remove the black band underneath the raffia hat. You get? So you don't end up just maybe, I don't know, but it's best you remove that. So that is what you get. And you can see where I dried it in the sun, and you can see the different colors we got from the 3 experiments we did. So this is our 4 perfect colors. I hope you guys will patronize us. Thank you and God bless. See you in our next video.